Hey Kai, hope the practicing's going well. Here's a quick mini lesson for you. I'm going to break it down into two parts. So last week we did our chromatic scale. I believe we worked through the first 4 frets of all the strings. Okay, we're going to modify your left hand. So instead of using 4 frets, we're going to use 5. And how we achieve that is we're going to go open, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th fret, and we're going to slide our pinky up to the 5th. And play the 2nd string open, 1st fret, 2nd, 3rd, 4th fret, and then slide to the 5th. And when we're coming back down, we're going to do the same thing. So play the pinky on the 5th fret, and we're going to slide that down. Same thing on the bottom string. You don't need a lot of thumb pressure to slide. You're actually taking pressure off and pushing back down really quickly. You can apply all the pressure, like an even pressure to slide it up. I don't know if you can see this. But my thumb's not pushing too hard, just enough to make sure I have an even sound. When you do this exercise, do it very slowly. If you have to count out loud to make sure you keep an even pace, go for it. You can use right now, I believe your thumb you were using last week, just to pluck the notes. Go nice and slow, nice and even, okay? So that is practice for your left hand. The second part of this mini lesson is talking about picking. So this is the first time we're talking about your right hand. Now if you've brought a pick with you, that would be great. If you haven't, you can use the fingernail of your index finger. And what I do is I take my thumb and I put it in the meat of my index fingertip here, and I use that as a pick. For now, the most typical way that people strum is you anchor your forearm just on the top here, and what that does is it gives you a full range of motion to keep your wrist nice and loose. You don't want to be really tight. You don't want to feel your biceps really wrenching when you pick. So the idea behind picking, just to show you the motion, I'll exaggerate. It's a sweeping motion. And you're just going back and forth, plucking the one string that you want to pluck. So what we'll do is we'll take your initial exercise you are working with, and going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and we can start putting in some fingering on the left hand. So open E, you're going to pluck down, and then you're going to pluck up with your finger on the 1st fret, down on the 2nd, up on the 3rd, down on the 4th, up on the 3rd, down on the 2nd, up on the 1st, and down on the open. So what that looks like a little faster. Now you can jump into the next string, the 2nd string, so it's going to help you get comfortable playing in between the strings. You'll probably have to look at your right hand and what you're doing, which is why we want to keep the left hand nice and simple, a finger per fret and an open string. You're not have to focus on this too much since you've been doing it last week. Okay, and if you want, if you're really keen, you can do the whole exercise. So down on the open E, up, down, and then I'll pick the 2nd string up to keep that same motion, and then down on the 1st fret, 2nd string, up, down, up, and I need to go down now, so it's 3rd string open, down, up, down, up, down. So say I want to go back down, I will pluck up, down, up, 2nd string, 4th fret, I'll go down. Okay, so that's the idea that you can work towards. If you have any questions or you want to show me a video of what you're doing, if you need me to double check or critique anything, feel free to shoot it over. And happy practicing, and I'll see you next week.